Dr. Al-Ketbi, thank you so much for joining us in Palermo for the Meteor Talks and for the convening of the International Board. I wanted to start by asking you about the evolving nature and relevance of the GCC as an alliance and an institution. Over the last many years, we've seen various progress and changes in the bilateral relationships and in the institution itself, and a lot of questions over whether or not it was relevant, whether or not it was real, with different changes and some problems in 2016, obviously. And so with the recent attack on Doha, I wanted to ask a little bit about the increasing importance of the alliance and the evolving nature of it.
Well, look, first, the foundation of GCC Council was to face three crises erupt at time. 1980, the Soviet invasion for Afghanistan, the Iraqi-Iranian war, and the Iranian Revolution. So those was major crisis in the region. So it has been born in the middle of the crisis to show solidarity. It's kind of alliance because there are these countries, there are many similarities together, and they are facing the same problem. Then that also has been seen during the Saddam invasion of Kuwait, and at that time also they became together because they are facing the same danger and risk. Also, it came during Arab Spring, when in Bahrain, find some elements of Iran there, and that UAE, Saudi, Kuwaiti, some of their troops, they've been sent there. So whenever there is some kind of risk or danger is threatening their security, they come together. So Doha is also the same thing. That is also that wherever any threat to one of their member security, it is a threat for the whole GCC.
Yeah, and you absolutely saw that in the immediate aftermath of the attack as well. The speed at which the brother alliance narrative and how quick they were to come out together and show solidarity, I think was a real testament to the purpose of the alliance and the strength of it. Sorry.
Yeah.
There was one point that you made yesterday in the discussions that we had with the rest of the international board about the next generation who is growing up, not just in Gaza, but across the Middle East. The next generation is either suffering in great deal in violence, or they are witnessing and watching this happening in front of their eyes. And I think one of the things that I'm curious about is, how do we inspire the next generation to have faith and to rebuild trust in institutions that were there to protect them, but we have not been able to see that work in a lot of regions?
Look, this is also was of my interest to study that. We just published a book that but it was about the education in the areas of conflict. The case studies was on Palestine, Libya, Syria, Lebanon, and Sudan. We took these 5 cases and studied how was the education. So, answering your question, those children brought up without education, they couldn't also, when you have war, the education institution cannot work. We have seen it. So those children, what do they have? They only see wars and blood in front of their eyes. Okay, so solution is to put off fire, to put off these wars, conflicts. Of course, it's not an easy job. When I was mentioning that about Gaza, so those Palestinian children with no hope, with no education, all the time they are seeing parents, relatives, neighbors dying in front of their eyes. So what will be in their mind?
Yeah.
It's about killing. What is the future for them? It's just being recruited by any armed group, any non-state actor, and the violence they've been seeing. So, unfortunately, UNRWA has been prevented to work there.
Yeah.
It was taking care of that educational institution. Now, there is nothing there. If we are talking about Gaza, talking about Syria, still there is a long time to bring back this institution.
Yeah.
In Libya, still the conflict is there. In Sudan.
Yeah.
And these are can lead to fragmentation of these countries. So you need collective efforts, international efforts, because what is happening in the Middle East doesn't stay in the Middle East. It will spill over.
Absolutely.
And Europe, one of those targets where it will go.
Absolutely. And the representative from Jordan as well, I think, made a really good point, similar to what you were saying about the importance of that education system that Jordan took on with Syrian refugees, and how crucial it was. And it was, at a big cost to the government, but how important it was to make sure that those children were part of an education system. I found that to be such a valuable initiative and recognition of just forward thinking, a good example of a government thinking ahead about not just this current crisis, but what other crises will come as a result of this crisis. And getting ahead of that. I just have one more question, because I know you've got a panel to get to. I just wanted to ask about what you think the role of think tanks and academic institutions play right now, especially in this age of disinformation and in this age where narratives are polarized and misinformation is just rife. What role do you think think tanks need to play in tackling that?
You need think tanks to do. They're producing ideas, producing alternatives for decision making. Okay? Where to go? It's not about diagnosing what's happening. You need also a roadmap, okay? Where to go and what to do. These kind of think tanks, they are valuable, and this is what is needed. You don't need academics. I don't call them think tank because it is academic centers. You need think tanks, and think tanks to do, producing new ideas. The one we spoke about, the new generation, the roots of conflicts, how to solve it, how to bring ideas between those two parties that make them win-win in that situation. That type of think tanks which is needed.
Absolutely, and very clear policy recommendations so that the government can just completely understand we have diagnosed this problem and these are our solutions, solution-oriented. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.